Alex here, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to make edits to your building plot, set up your building plot for a project, as well as adding streets and offsets to your construction site. Now, I have this initial building plot created, but I can go back and make some edits to it or changes if I want. And I can do this by selecting the Edit Site button on the left side of my screen, and it will take me back to this drawing page where I can create, edit, and alter my site. Now I'm going to switch from a 3D view to a 2D view, and all I need to do is select one of these points and simply drag it, alter it, change it, or I could simply go through and draw a completely new site. Whatever edits you want to make, you can do this at any point within the process. And once you've made those edits, all you need to hit is done, and your new site will then appear within your modeling space. Now again, I can also change the underlay of my site once I start to make some edits to it by simply selecting the little icon in the right corner of my modeling space. Right now it's a map. If I just select it, it will then change to a satellite underlay. Now, if you have a site image or a site survey that you want to underlay within your building plot, you also have the ability to do that. And what you can do is navigate to your toolbar at the bottom of your screen and select the underlay image icon. It will then bring up a selection to bring in an image, select any one, and you will see that image will then appear within your workspace. Now, if I navigate to my layers, I can do a couple things. One thing I can do is turn off my construction site, and then I can select my background image here, switch to a 2D view, and I can do some things to it. One thing I can do is just move it, change it, alter it. I can also rotate this as well. Let's say I want to align it a little bit more with my existing site, and I can also scale this if I want. I can drag it out here and then put in a new measurement or dimension. Let's say I now want it to be 200 feet, and you'll see this image will then scale on your site itself. And this is just one of the ways to bring in existing site information you may have into Skema. Now, when I've made edits to this image, I can simply lock it, or I can also turn it off if you don't want to use it or you want to bring it up at certain moments. Now that I've gotten my building plot set up, I have everything ready, I can start to add some more elements to this building plot. So one thing I'm going to do is turn my construction site back on again so I can easily select it. And let's do a couple things to it. Now, one thing I can do is add offsets to my site. You'll notice the perimeter of your site has this dashed red line to it. And if I hover my mouse over this dashed line, it will then take me to a Site Offset tab on the right side of my screen and will give me a width input. Currently it's at 0 since we do not have any offset, but if I do want to add one, I can simply put in a dimension, hit enter, and you'll now notice my selectable site is offset from the originally drawn building plot shape that I created prior. Now I can also select multiple sides at a time by selecting the first one, holding Control, and repeating that process to the other sides on my project. And again, I can go in, put in a dimension, let's say 10 feet again, hit enter, and once again you'll notice I now have my building plot offset from the edges by 10 feet. Now, if I want to change one of these offsets, I can just go in, simply select the offset itself. I can change it back to 0. I can place a new offset dimension, hit enter. And once again, you'll notice the selectable site is offset by any change or any dimension I put into Skema. Along with making offsets, you also have the ability to create streets within Skema. So I'm going to hop back to my 2D mode, and I'm going to select the street icon in my toolbar. And what I'm going to do is left click on this And once again, it's going to show this fountain pen icon, which I can do a few things to it. I can snap it to one of my boundary points of my site, or I can simply place it anywhere I want along my project in Schema, and I'm simply going to draw out a street. Now, this could be one linear line that cuts across, it can be orthogonal, it can have many points to it. Point is you're able to create the street. I'm going to left click it and hit enter to create the street within my building plot. And you'll notice what the street does is it not only creates a street within the building plot itself, it also splits the building plot into two selectable, editable building plots. So you'll see this one side still has the offsets I initially created, but I could go into this other building plot, select two of my sides, and let's place an offset within it, 10 feet, enter, and again, so I've now taken my entire full building plot, split it into two separate editable building plots. I can also you can also change the size of your street that you've created. And what you can do is hover your mouse over the path drawn from the street itself and simply go over to the right side of your screen, select the street width and alter or change it. So let's make it 12 feet. And these initial icons on the right side of the dimensions lets you know where the street measurement falls in accordance to how you drew that path. So right now that initial path falls in the middle of the street, but if I want that 12-foot offset to fall inside, I can select this icon. If I want it to fall on the outside, I can select this icon. And if I want it to go back in the middle, I can simply select the middle icon. And this just organizes how the street falls in accordance to how you drew the path of the street itself. Now, when you've created all these edits to your site itself, what I highly recommend doing is saving your project. So now you have your editable site and you're able to go create massing and create a building within Schema.